Joan Ferguson's been involved in everything from bashings to blackmail since she's been in Wentworth, and a whole lot of other things. And now she's finally gone. I, for one, couldn't be happier.
I've decided to go into business, and I've decided you're going to help me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I thought so.
What percentage do we get?
Work it out with Lou. 3 ways.
Eh? There's 4 of us.
I don't want a cut.
Why are you getting mixed up in it then?
Amusement. When can you get me some knives?
What kind?
Carving.
Kitchen, I guess. But you can't just walk out with them.
You'll think of something. That way you'll get your percentage and I'll get my amusement.
She's nothing but trouble. Can't you see Mrs. Reynolds again?
There's no point, Jude. Her hands are tied.
Well, what are we going to do if we can't get her transferred?
I don't know, but we're going to investigate every angle. There has got to be something we can do.
They want Joan back. And until she's reinstated, we're on strike.
From when?
As of now.
Are you telling me that you're expected to go on strike to get Joan Ferguson back her job?
I told them how we felt about Joan, but Mr. Bolton kept saying the union had to take a stand on the issue no matter what.
I see. And his bottom line?
Well, I'm afraid it's Joan's reinstatement and an apology from the department admitting that they dismissed Joan unfairly.
I certainly can't see the department handing him that on a plate.
No, Bolton's obviously digging in for a long campaign.
Well, there's another meeting with the department tonight. Perhaps something will come of that.
But if the union won't back off, we're stuck with Joan here. Oh, damn it, it's the first good decision the department's ever made.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Reynolds, I'm awfully sorry. I did try to explain
No
to them.
one's blaming you, Joyce. Right now, my main worry is getting the women back to their cells.
Look, I'll ask some of the officers to stay back. It's the least we can do.
I'd appreciate that, Joyce. Thank you.
I really feel awful about leaving you two on your own. Good night and good luck.
Looks like we're in for a long night.
Yeah, you know, Dot could have said that she had this incredible pain in her chest instead of putting up with it for
Trouble
so
is,
long.
no one would have believed her.
Well, gotta hand it to her. She's got guts.
Know what I reckon? I reckon Dot must be a massacre.
I doubt it,
Masochist.
love. I doubt it.
Oh, Mrs. Morris, how's Dot?
Sister Kelly thinks it could be an ulcer.
Told you I know my business.
Quiet, please. You'll all be finishing dinner early tonight, so leave your plates and your cutlery where they are and file quickly and quietly back to your cells.
Bloody hell, don't we even get to eat now?
Yeah, what's all this about?
Sorry, Judy, it can't be helped.
And skinny as a rake, what's my
Shut up,
mother?
Marlene.
Must be an officers' party.
I thought I told you to put down your plates. Now hurry up.
What about the dance trial?
I'm sorry, Marlene. You're going to have to forget all about the dance marathon until this until this matter has been resolved.
Mrs. Morris, this little migration wouldn't have anything to do with an officers' strike, would it?
You'll be told anything you need to know in good time.
Yeah, well, now we don't need to know anything.
Come along, we haven't got all night. Judy, Mrs. Reynolds wants to see you. Just a moment.
Come on, ladies, you heard the order. Get moving and be
We
quiet.
heard, and nobody gives a stuff about the dance trials. It's not fair.
I'm afraid I have to warn you, it's no small job serving breakfast to 40 cells.
Don't you worry, Mrs. Reynolds. Ray Proctor is always ready to help out in a crisis. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know.
Bryant's outside, Mrs.
Good
Reynolds.
show her in. Thanks, Ray. We certainly need all the help we can get.
My pleasure. I'll be off. There's lots to do.
Right, Judy.
Well, having some staff problems, are you? Ex-Officer Ferguson have anything to do with it?
The women guess what's going on, Mrs.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have to be an Einstein to work that out. What'd she do?
Explanations will have to wait, Judy. In the meantime, I need your help to make sure things run smoothly. So, I'm granting you emergency trustee status. You'll be working with Dot Farrer, serving meals under Mr. Proctor's direction.
Thank you. Any chance of Mara helping us?
Not on, I'm afraid. Too soon after her escape. Now, Dot will be well enough to return to work in the morning, and since she's already a trustee, that'll minimize our problems.
Mrs. Reynolds, how long are the women going to be locked up for? They get a bit stroppy when they're in their cells.
Not long, I hope. But until we get relief staff, we can't afford to take any risks. For the women's sake as well as our own.
Well, I don't envy you handling all this on your own.
We've got no choice. Well, that'll be all, Judy. I'm sure we can count on you.
Sure can.
You know, it's funny, isn't it? We finally get rid of Miss Ferguson. Here she is causing more trouble than ever before.
But if a man can't listen to reason, he shouldn't be in the job in the first place.
But Mr. Bolton is the elected union secretary, Dennis.
Who's representing us then? We want to get rid of her and he's pulling out all stops to get her back in.
Well, I tried to point all that out to him, but Mr. Bolton was quite adamant that it's not just Joan, it's the principal that counts.
Joan, a principal? She doesn't even know what a principal is.
Well, according to Bolton, it's the fact that the department took the word of a prisoner over that of an officer. Now, what happened to Joan could happen again, well, to any one of us.
Except we don't provoke the women the way Joan does.
Not just the women either.
Surely we should try and see it from both sides. And it all boils down to it. I don't suppose any of us really want to see Joan back, do we?
We're supposed to be celebrating the fact that she's gone, and here we are going out on strike for her. You wouldn't read about it.
Place is like a morgue.
Want a hand of euchre? Break the boredom.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Old maid.
Save your breath, Baker. You'll need it if we're going to be cooped up in here for a while.
Such an angry answer to such a friendly question. Perhaps what we need is a little diversion.
I'm sure you'll find something to amuse yourself with.
I'm afraid you're the only thing in this cell I find amusing, Myra.
Cut it out, lady. I don't scare as easy as Marlene.
Suppose not. You're shaking because it's cold in here, right?
Takes more than you to give me the shakes, Baker.
Confidence like that could come in quite handy when you get around to trying it.
Trying what?
To kill me. You are planning to, aren't you?
What gave you that idea?
Call it instinct. I would if I were in your shoes.
Killing's not the answer to everything.
Unless it's the only answer. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. So you might be wise to remember that.
I think I'd sleep with one eye open tonight if I were you, Myra.
Yes, well, since you're here, I suppose you'd better sit down.
Thanks for the hospitality. We do need to look after each other's interests now, don't we?
I do hope you don't mind us barging in on you like this, Miss Ferguson, but Mr. Bolton and I thought we should discuss the situation.
Yes, I suppose you heard we called the members out. They're all right behind you.
Oh, yes. I can just see my comrades at Wentworth dying to get me back.
I hope those reporters outside aren't driving you mad.
You didn't say anything to them.
Of course not. And frankly, Mr. Bolton, I prefer to fight my own battles without the union's help.
But the department's done you a grave injustice. We'll show them they can't ride roughshod over us and get away with it. Where would we be if our predecessors hadn't fought against injustices like this?
Supposing I go along with this strike, what are the chances of getting my job back?
As good as done. We won't break off the struggle until the department fully backs down. I run a tight ship.
Just how long do you expect this struggle to last?
Time. That all takes time.
Oh, the time. Oh, dear, I do hope Norm's remembered to put the roast on.
First things first, Mrs. Barry. Let's not forget we've got a long night of negotiations ahead of us.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm not sure I can go along with this.
You must. We're not asking much. Just that you sit tight for the moment, and when the right time comes, you give a prepared statement to the media. Nothing more. Miss Ferguson, we need you as a symbol of our struggle against bureaucracies who victimise employees like yourself.
Mr. Bolton, I'm not interested in being a symbol of anything. You just get me my job back, and then I'll be happy.
It all happened so fast.
Well, that's the way it is with strikes. 1 minute on the job, the next all out.
I suppose there'll be all those pickets and banners and things. It reminds me of that big strike they had down there in Hay Street at the shoe factory just after the war. Nasty one, that. All over the newspapers it was. Milk, dear?
No, thanks. I think I'd mind black.
Can't say that I blame you. Ah, well, if you want a top-up, I'll just be out in the kitchen. I'm damned if I'm going to wave placards in a picket line.
Oh, well, perhaps it won't come to that. You never know. They might see reason and have us back.
I don't know, Den. Unions can be pretty stubborn when they want to. Anyway,
Anyway, I thought you Poms were always going out on strike to get more holidays.
Well, at least we used to get a fair say whether we came out or not. This Bolton character doesn't even seem interested, in our opinion.
Yeah, seems like a pretty tough nut, all right.
You know, I can't help feeling I'm letting the women down not being there. And things could get a bit nasty if someone like Baker decided to cause trouble.
I wouldn't want to be in Myra Desmond's shoes being locked in with her. Ooh.
Oh, Dennis!
Hello?
Oh, would you like to stay for tea, dear? Mark's out, so there'll be plenty for us.
Oh, well, that's very kind, Mrs. Rogers, but...
I can't turn on another Yorkshire pudding, but I've got some lovely lamb chops from Mr. Gardner's. What do you say?
Well, that would be right, bonza, Mrs. Rogers.
Good.
I tell you what, why don't we try and rope in some sponsors for that dance marathon? Have you got any ideas?
No, but leave it till after dinner. I can't think on an empty stomach.
Look, can't you people understand plain English? No comment. Look, I thought I told...
Hello, Joan.
Father.
Well, aren't you going to invite me in?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I thought you were those damn reporters again.
Joan, I know what's happened.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I heard on the news that there'd been some kind of trouble at Wentworth, and, well, I was going to call you anyway, and when I rang the prison, they told me the situation.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. They tell you about the strike?
Oh, yes, I heard on the way down. I must say I was very pleased to hear the union had gone into bat for you.
You must be very disappointed, seeing I've lost my job.
Nonsense. I didn't come here to reprimand you, Joan. I've come here to offer you a little friendly support. That's if you think you need it.
Why don't you take a rest, Meg? You look awfully
Oh,
tired.
if only I could. I feel as though I'm running a shuttle service between the toilets and the dormitories. Not to mention Mitchell in solitary.
Yes, I've got my own problems over in maternity. Looks as though Sharp could go into labour shortly.
Just how long does the department think the two of us can run this place?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Meg. They phoned to say we're getting relief staff in the morning after breakfast.
Not before time.
Yes, well, unfortunately, they're not sending the staff we asked for. None of the mental institutions or children's homes can spare any trained staff, so the department, in its wisdom, is sending us social workers.
You're joking.
I'm afraid not, and that's not all. Some of them are trainees.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I mean, even with the best intentions, how could they possibly cope with running a prison?
Well, it was them or nothing. Beggars can't be choosers, right?
And so they gave me my marching orders. Just like that. You haven't said very much, Father. Do you want to know about the attack on Keane?
If you were responsible, the thought never entered my head. Another one, Joan?
No. Oh, Father. You've been talking so much about me, I haven't had a chance to ask how you are.
Me? Oh, I'm fine, fit as a mallee bull. The leukemia's well and truly in remission.
That's very good news. Well, I'd better clear some of Shane's things out of the spare room for you.
Oh, yes, I meant to ask. What's the situation with the boy?
Well, that father of his is still causing trouble. The animal.
From what you've told me, Shane really needs protection.
Oh, the kid should never have been treated like that. You know, I could give him a good home and treat him properly.
Well, don't you worry. Between us, we'll make damn sure that we do whatever's best for the boy. Now, what about that spare room? I think I might turn in.
Oh, yes, you must be exhausted after all your travelling. You will stay a while and let me look after you, won't you?
I'm here for as long as you need me, Joan. Remember that.
I warned you not to drift off, Myra. You should have taken more notice. Careful. This razor's just 1/8 of an inch from your jugular. Do a lot of damage if you're too energetic.
Why don't you use it?
Might just do that. But then they'd probably ship me off to Blackmore if I did. I'm not sure I'd like that, all by myself without you to amuse me. No. Be too easy. Waiting here in the cell, for them to come and get me in the morning with a corpse on my hands. I miss the thrill of the chase.
Look, if you're not going to use that thing...
Perhaps I won't. Perhaps I'll save my energies for something new. Something different. Plenty of time to try everything. Hey, Mara?
She should do something for her insomnia.
Well, the cavalry's on its way. You'll be out of here soon.
Pity. Just when we were starting up a good relationship.
What's the hold up, Judy?
Nothing. I'm on my way.
Reporters again?
Oh, yes. They never give up.
Yeah, I see what you mean. They're a tenacious lot. I'll handle this.
Thank you.
Will Miss Ferguson be pleased the department overheard his special sir?
Miss Ferguson will talk to the media when she chooses and not before. And until then, if you don't mind, I'd like you all to move off.
Are you a relative of Miss Ferguson?
Yes, I'm her father, and I'm very concerned with the way you're
turning this way a
Put
bit.
that thing down.
Keep your pants on, sir.
Now, look, this has got to stop. My daughter's been under severe strain.
Is it true that Miss Ferguson's sacking was linked to an incident in which a prisoner was hospitalized?
I'm quite sure the police can tell you that no such charges have been made. Now, no more questions, please.
Oh, come on. Couldn't we talk to Miss Ferguson for just a minute?
Look, I'm sorry, gentlemen, but enough is enough. Now, I want you to respect our privacy and leave. I'm quite prepared to have you forcibly removed if you refuse.
What's the use?
Now, don't worry. We'll give you all the help you need. Now, if you'd just like to sign in.
Yes, thank you. Depressing looking place, isn't it?
Well, it is a prison.
All here? Afraid so. Excuse me, everyone. This is our governor, Mrs. Reynolds.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for helping us out.
We really didn't have much choice, Mrs. Reynolds.
Be that as it may, there's a lot to be done. Now, you'll be replacing our trained officers, so if you'd like to come through to the staff room, we'll give you a full briefing on what that'll entail. Mrs. Morris?
Yes. This way, please.
Oh, Mrs. Reynolds, have the prisoners begun their work for the day yet?
Yes, why?
Oh, nothing. I was just hoping we could hold a group therapy session. Touch therapy, to really get to know each other.
Believe me, I'd recommend other ways of getting to know these women.
That's a list of the prospects, and if we don't get some sponsors out of that lot... Oh, where's my keys?
I never thought there'd be so many interested.
They're interested in the publicity. A few old Scrooges knocked me back, though. I wonder what I did with them. Eat your lunch. Well, I thought you might want a nice little picnic somewhere.
It looks delicious.
Mum, we're going out on business, not for a picnic. Oh, but it's such a nice day. You should enjoy yourselves a bit. Have you seen my keys anywhere? Yes, I'll put them away for you, dear. Oh, I wonder I can never find anything. Well, have a lovely day. Enjoy your lunch. No matter how many times I tell her, she's still trying to marry us off.
Well, it doesn't sound so bad to me.
Dennis!
You look a bit jaded, Mara. I'm surprised you can keep your eyes open. Nothing like a little fear to keep the adrenaline running, eh? You making a point, Baker, or just exercising your mouth? Just amusing myself, killing time. If you'd rather I killed something more tangible. Baker, I am sick
There you
and tired.
go, Bev. You're giving us the heebie-jeebies.
You putting in a word for the top dog?
Yeah. I know. I mean, you're always trying to scare us all the time and talking about killing people.
Well, then leave it, will you? Oh. Go on, Marlene. I'm interested.
I reckon you're all talk. I reckon you're just trying to bluff us.
You're right. I should set the record straight. Kill the next person who walks in here.
Like bloody hell you will.
Over your dead body, eh, Myra?
Hello. My name's Rita. I'm one of the relief staff. Hi. I hope to get to know a few of you while I'm here. Help out in some way, you know.
Yeah, fine. Let's start with the intros. I'm Myra Desmond. Judy Bryant. Marlene Warren.
Oh, friends call me Rabbit Warren, see?
Oh, no, nice to meet you, Marlene. And what are you in for?
Manslaughter. Except it was an accident. I didn't mean to kill anybody.
I'm Bev Baker. Perhaps you read about me in the papers. Beast.
Yes, I think
so. You'd know that my victims aren't exactly accidents. Don't mind your love. Over here we have Pam, Ronnie, Tina.
Hi.
And this, as you can see, is the laundry. Not exactly your usual laundromat, but then again, we don't charge.
You work in here every day?
Yeah, you know, sometimes we work in the kitchen, something like that. This is the press. It presses the clothes.
What's going on in here?
Oh, just our own little brand of humour. That right, Bev?
Oh, I see. Well, I better be going. Hope we get a chance to talk more later on.
Yeah, sure.
You're for real that time, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Touché. I wouldn't wait too long to play executioner. He who hesitates. Poor little tyke.
Oh, I'll get it, love. Here, let me give you a hand.
Oh, thanks. I could use a couple.
Get onto the social worker in the corridor. What a sponge.
Oh, anybody'd be better than the freak.
I should have listened to you. I'm sorry.
It's okay, love.
I just feel so bloody useless.
Oh, come on. We all need a helping hand now and then. Yeah, maybe sooner than you think.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Why can't you just leave it? You already beat her once in the laundry.
That was a warm-up. Better eat up. Going to need all the strength you can get.
You're one of them socialist workers, aren't you?
What's the trouble?
Bugger me a yank.
Well, I went to school there, but I'm as true blue as you are. Born in Queenscliff.
Queenscliff, New York. Well, you better get down to that Wentworth General and tell them bloody doctors a thing or two about how to treat their patients.
Pardon?
Well, they're not getting me back there. I was pushed, pulled, prodded. I get better treatment at the meatworks.
I'm sure the governor will deal with any complaints you've got. Now, you better get your lunch or you're going to miss out.
I can't eat just anything, you know, not in my condition. I've got to have a special diet.
Ah, you must be fairer. There's a boiled meal on the trolley for you.
Ah. Boiled rubbish, probably a plate of leftovers. While some people eat like royalty.
2 sponsors already, and they're both prepared to put in up to $10,000. It's marvellous, isn't it?
Hey, you better eat up, Bev. It's getting cold.
You're trying to shut me up. Am I talking too much?
I'm taking a breath all morning.
And that's the longest speech you've made today.
No, I'm sorry. It's all this trouble at mill.
Don't worry, they'll go back soon. They'll probably be at work tomorrow.
Well, I hope so. It just makes me so bloody angry.
Why? I'm the one that should be upset. I did help get Ferguson sacked.
It's got little to do with her. You know that as well as I do.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just an excuse for the union to flex its muscle with the department.
Oh, come on.
It's true. I've seen it all before in England.
Just because the Poms can't get themselves organised doesn't mean it's the same here. We still have rights and principles.
Rights and principles? We're talking about Joan Ferguson. And we're being bullied into supporting something we don't believe in. How do you explain that?
You're missing the point. This country wouldn't have one of the best living conditions in the world if it wasn't for the unions. They exist for the benefit of the workers. If we don't follow their rulings, they've got no strength. We might as well be back in the Dark Ages.
All right, fine, but who's existing right now for the benefit of the prisoners, eh? What about their rights to survive?
Hi, I feel like a lost pup. I don't know what to do with myself.
I don't see why I should be busting my boiler while other people are doing nothing.
Your attention, ladies. You don't mind?
I'll hear what you've got to say first, then I'll let you know.
I've decided to keep you all amused. Relax, Marlene. I've decided to run a numbers game.
Shut up and listen.
Take it easy, Lou. We don't want anyone to think they're going to be forced to play.
I lost enough money in this place to start a spare prison.
No one's going to be taken for a ride. It's 50 cents a ticket, and the winner gets $5.
Sounds a bit different to the usual numbers, reckon.
Oh, are you kidding? There's got to be a catch. No catch. Lou's got the tickets. They're only 30, so the odds aren't too long.
What do you reckon, Myra?
Can't hurt.
Sounds all right.
Can think of other ways to amuse myself. Would you rather I did?
I'll go along with the game, as long as it's straight up.
All honesty and integrity. You'll see.
It'd better be.
Right, ladies. Step right up.
You know, they've built their own special kind of world in here. One that they can understand and come to terms with. I felt like an intruder.
Well, they need someone to intrude. Make them take a damn good look at themselves.
What if they don't like what they see?
Well, it's the only way. An alcoholic has to admit to the sickness before he can be cured. Well, it's the same here. These women have to be made to look at their faults and eradicate them.
Yes, but they've got to learn to like themselves and to gain the motivation to want to take their place in the community.
It's no use mollycoddling.
Tea towels.
How's prison life treating you?
Not very often.
You're a Farah, aren't you?
Dot to me, friends. You can call me Farah.
You've been in here a long time, haven't you?
You could say that.
Doesn't it bother you?
What do you think? The food's terrible. They work us to death. I've had a bad back for 15 years and no bugger cares.
Well, is that all that worries you?
No. Me right shoulder's playing up and I'm constipated.
No, that's not what I mean. I'd like to know how you really feel about being incarcerated.
Eh?
Well, do you consider you being prepared to rejoin society?
I've never been in a society since I was drummed out of the brownies for smoking in the dunny.
Don't you ever want to get out of here?
What's wrong? Bloody uppities.
What was that all about?
Oh, I just asked her a few questions.
What about?
About how she feels. You see, I believe it's essential for me to get to know how these women think so that I can help them when they get out.
You picked the wrong one there.
Why?
Farah's a true recidivist, totally institutionalized. I can't see her ever getting out.
Surely that can't be true.
I'm afraid so. And take a tip from me. I know what you're trying to do. But don't try to get too close to these women. Makes it hard to be objective.
Objectivity isn't everything.
In this place, it's another word for self-defense.
Come on, lass. It's a lot of fuss about nothing. Let's just forget it, eh?
Not until you apologise.
Well, what for? Well, just because we happen to disagree about something, there's no need for you to feel insulted.
I am.
I misjudged you then. I expected you to be adult enough to allow me to have my own opinion.
You can have it. I've had enough.
Heather. If you want me, I'll be back at Wentworth.
You going to break that strike?
No, lass. I'm just going to work.
Get the team together and start organising proper rehearsals real soon.
Yeah, well, let's see who wants to be on it first. Half these lazy buggers won't want to know.
Dig out your tickets, ladies. Eyes down and look in. It's lottery time.
Oh, we're going to get nowhere till this lot's over with.
We'll give the numbers a good shake-up, and we'll ask Dot Farah to make the draw. That way, everyone will know it's on the up and up.
Oh, draw it yourself. I can't get up to that level with my crook shoulder.
Then I'll bring it down to your level. You wouldn't want to disappoint me, would you?
At least we can see you don't fiddle it. Number 11.
That's fine! Here's me ticket!
Well, there you are, Marlene. How about that? Want any more proof that it's on the level? There's got to be a sting in the tail somewhere.
Jeez, I never won raffle before.
Yeah? Where'd you get that head then? Miss Alice, hang on, Dot. Draw another number.
Oh, let's make a welter of it.
I didn't know there was a second prize. This is more of a consolation prize.
Lucky number 7.
Hey, that's mine. Oh, gee, can you get it out of my pocket, please?
7 it is.
Oh, great.
Your lucky day, Bobby. Cut the sales talk. What does she win? Ah, that's a surprise. But don't worry. She won't have to wait long. I think this is where the sting comes in. And I think we're going to have to keep an eye on Bobby.
Sorry, I was trying to be quiet.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, I should be the one apologising for sleeping on duty.
Coffee?
Yes, please. Straight black.
You're entitled to grab a few winks while there are others around to keep an eye on things.
Oh, I doubt whether the minister would agree with you.
The minister knew his job as well as you know yours, and had half your dedication, the whole system would be better off.
How are the women reacting to you?
They're giving me a bit of a ribbing. I think they expect me to be full of American hype, but they're okay. I was just rolling a few ciggies for young Bobby Mitchell. Her hands, you know.
Well, I think all that could have been avoided with a bit more understanding.
I feel sorry for the kid. Still, she's in better shape than the last time I saw her.
Did you know her on the outside?
I spent some time in St. Kilda a couple years back, working with the street kids. Saw a lot of Bobby, but she doesn't remember me. I had a full beard, hair down to here. I was the original corduroy kid. Went by the name of Wolfman.
Can't imagine it.
It's true. Bobby was hanging out with a group of kids. They were almost like a family, just trying to stay alive.
She must have only been about 15.
Around that, I suppose. She's one of the lucky ones.
Lucky?
She hadn't found her way in here, she'd probably be dead now. Most of her mates are. Suicide, OD, dirty smack.
God, it doesn't bear thinking of, does it?
Yeah. Still, I think Bobby's going to make it. And she's changed, developed a strength now, an independent spirit that was never there.
Well, I hope so. I'm amazed she's lasted this long without any parents to visit her.
You don't know about her parents?
No, they've never even tried to see her.
I suppose she hasn't heard then. Her mother died 6 months ago of cancer.
Oh, no. Well, she'll have to be told, but I think we'd better wait. We don't know what effect this will have on her.
If it'll have any effect at all.
Who knows? Bobby's parents have probably been dead in her mind for a long time.
We keep you safe, make our job safe. We keep you safe, make our job safe. We keep you safe, make our job safe.
Do you think they'll turn nasty?
Don't worry, miss, we'll handle it. We keep you safe, make our job safe.
You're going to break the strike.
The gentleman think of blackmail. Whoa! Bloody shit!
Did you score? Bit of this and that. Listen, we better move it or we'll miss out on dinner.
Relax. This won't take long. Besides, it's safer with everyone down there eating. What you get? Might be handy. What else?
I knocked it off at lunch. Alice gave it an edge on the workshop grinder.
Not bad. It isn't a carving knife, but it'll do for the less intricate jobs.
Pair of pliers, soldering iron. And this little beauty.
You've done well, Lou. Not exactly the finest equipment for an artist, but adequate for the project I have in mind.
There's $10 left over from the numbers game. What do you want to do with it?
Put $1 in Kitty and split the rest with Alice and Francis.
Gee, tar, Bev. But what about you?
Oh, don't worry about me.
Young Bobby won the consolation prize, remember?
Yes, so?
So I get Bobby.
I thought they were going to roll the car over for a moment.
Terrible. I'm glad you got through without getting hurt.
Well, those sort of types mostly back down if you stand up to them.
I understand what you're trying to do, Dennis, but it could get you into all sorts of trouble.
Well, I've been through it all before in England. I've not much time for unions.
Perhaps, but they have achieved a lot for the average working man over the years.
Aye, but they forget that in this business we're dealing with people. Not cars or buildings or whatever. It's just, well, it's always the inmates who suffer most.
You're right there. Miss Prentice, Mrs. Frawley, I'd like to introduce you to Officer Cruikshank. These are two of our helpers.
Well, hello. How are you?
Nice to meet you both.
How are you managing?
No problems. You've no need to worry about us, Governor.
I'm pleased to hear it. If you do strike any hitches, just ask Mr. Cruikshank. He'll put you right. Come to my office when you're ready, would you, Dennis?
Right on, Mrs. Reynolds.
Got a lot of confidence in social workers, hasn't she?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. She just realises that working in a prison isn't everybody's cup of tea, that's all.
Oh, can I get you a cuppa?
Oh, no, thank you, Miss Prentice.
Marion.
Right, I'll be off. Mrs. Frawley? Miss, Marion?
Okay, ladies, let's pair off for a start.
Oh, listen, Dot, you go with Jude, please. I can't drag her out. She's too big for me. She can be the bloke. Well, just you watch out, because I'm not well, you know, and I don't want you jumping all over my corns.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I know what it feels like to have your corns stepped on.
Listen, Bob, you going to be in it?
Get out, I don't want you lot swinging on these.
Well, be careful.
Get it, I'm not interested.
Okay, let's choose a team.
Oh, no, we've got no music. Where's B?
I don't know and I don't care.
You're just going to have to play for us.
Now, how am I going to play the piano when I'm dancing with Dot? What do I look like, Peter Allen?
Look, if you're not going to dance, you'll just have to hum Blue Danube for us.
The blue what?
The Blue Dan...
Bum, 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 bum. Don't know it, I'm not into folk music.
Okay, if you know it, you hum it. Righto, ladies, take your partners.
Getting organised, Desmond?
A bit early to say, Mrs. Reynolds, but I think so.
Good. In case you're wondering why Mr. Cruikshank's with us, he's decided not to support the strike because of his concern for you. In a pig's ear. That's enough, Kelly.
Well, while I'm here, I might as well tell you the good news. Miss Rogers and I have managed to tee up a couple of sponsors for your world record attempt.
Right.
They both agreed to go as high as $10,000 each.
Thank you, Mr. Cruikshank. And thank Miss Rogers for us too, will you?
All right, I'll do that.
Do you reckon we need help from a bloke who's too chicken to back up his mates?
I'm warning you, Kelly. Discipline will be much harsher during the strike. Watch your step.
Mind you, you have to break the world record to get that much money, though.
Yeah, well, we haven't got many Fred Astaire's here, but we'll do our best.
That's right. Just polish off my shoes and call me Ginger.
All right, everyone, that's all. We'll let you get on with your practice.
Okay. Bad enough being a pom without being a scab. Why don't you shut your mouth?
Forking it.
Okay, ladies. Let's see if we can separate those sponsors from that 20 grand. Come on, Marlene. Come on.
Ba, 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 bum, bum, bum.
I've made a provisional roster to make the best use of our temporary helpers.
Well, I doubt I can improve on that. Better have it typed up and posted in the staff room.
But the picketers still hanging around the main gate?
Yes, unfortunately. Apparently they gave Dennis a hard time when he arrived.
So he told me. Well, I just hope they can keep their heads. I mean, it won't help anything if they tip over someone's car or start a brawl with the police.
Heaven forbid. Mind you, the latest strike news won't make them feel any better.
Well, how bad is it?
About as bad as you can get. Talks between the union and the department have broken down.
Oh, surely they've got enough brains to keep trying.
It seems pointless. The department flatly refuses to reinstate Joan, and the union won't accept anything less. And now the officers at Barnhurst, Woodridge and Blackmore have voted to come out in sympathy.
Oh, no. I hoped it wouldn't get that bad.
What are you lot doing in here?
Take it easy, kid. He was looking for you.
Yeah, well, you found me, so what?
We've just come to fetch you so you can get your numbers prize.
Why didn't you just bring it in here?
Bev's got it in her cell. She wants to give it to you personally.
What is it?
You'll find out.
Ain't we right, kid? You know you can trust us.
You're not exactly as fresh as a daisy, you know.
Coming, haven't I?
Okay, ladies, now at
At the moment, none of you are fit enough to be on the team.
Well, it ain't my fault. That twit's got 2 left feet and hammer toes, and she's worked out all over my corns.
Oh, come on, Dot, you won't...
Leave it, Marlene. She might not make the team, but we are going to let her down gently, okay?
Yeah, well, you go and sit down, Dot. Now, okay, ladies, if we're going to break this record, we're going to have to try a bloody lot harder. Come on, we can do it. Let's keep practicing.
Mrs. Morris told me about your waltzathon, and I think it's a wonderful idea.
But
you're going about it the wrong way. Look, it's hopeless trying to practice without proper music. It's the rhythm that's important. The dance steps will fall into place then.
Yeah, you were right about that. You know, we tried to get the Sydney Philharmonic, but they hadn't been sentenced yet.
There's no need for sarcasm. I mean, surely some tape music could be arranged.
we had thought of that, but at the moment we're choosing the team. The dance practice will come later.
Yes, of course. It was just constructive criticism. Look, I think your choice of charity is commendable, but I don't see why you're not raising funds for yourselves.
I doubt we'd get sponsors if we pocketed the proceeds.
Yeah. That's not what I meant. You should be raising funds to help prisoners rehabilitate themselves once they're released from here. Now, I think the best idea
We
would
don't
be...
care what you think. Now, you bloody social workers, you're all the same. Your heads are stacked full of theories. I bet you've never met a crim before today. You're just a professional do-gooder, so take your magic theories and peddle them somewhere else. Okay, ladies.
Where's me prize? You'll get it, Bobby. I've just got to work out what's most suitable.
Is it shampoo or something like that? You're a bit personal, aren't you?
Patience, Bobby. Oh. We must be careful of these hands. Oh. Your poor nails. Well, that settles it. Relax. I'm a trained nurse. Remember? A special prize for you, Bobby. It's the full manicure.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too.